The Brothers of Liberty, here to remind you what true freedom is.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Liberty with the older brother Kelton here. Today we're going to be talking about the Supreme Court decision on Egbert versus Bowl. This happened a few days ago. Of course, the media didn't cover it, and the ones that are doing it are not completely telling the whole story. Um, so let's go over it just to summarize it. Egbert versus Bowl was about a person who was along the border. Now, he has been an informant for Border Patrol agencies when people are crossing the border illegally. He's also is helping people cross the border legally, or at least getting them to the border. He was out of Washington at the Canadian border. Pretty much what happened is Patrol agents arrested him without a warrant, searched his, not exactly the whole background of it, which I mean, it'll be in the links in there. But pretty much, he went to sue the border agents for violating his First and Fourth Amendment rights. It went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that that he cannot sue federal agents for violating his Fourth Amendment rights. Because he was suing it under the Bivens Action, which was a ruling in 1971, and they said that did not cover the Bivens actions. Now, this pretty much states that federal agents are being protected from lawsuits for violating Fourth Amendment rights. The court implied that the cause of action under Bivens versus 600 agents of Federal Bureau of Narcotics did not apply to this case. So they rejected the extension of it. Now, this was important because a lot of people said this was also weighing in the opinions that justices was weighing the effects on foreign borders and national security in the Biden's action for this lawsuit. However, Justice Thomas' notion that prescribing a cause of action is a job for Congress, not the courts. And I heard somewhere, I haven't read it yet, so don't quote me on this, but Justice Neil Horshaw wanted to eliminate Biden's action altogether. Now, most people in articles are saying that this is only going to be with the 100-mile radius of borders, both coastal and Mexican and Canada. And that's where they're wrong. You see, it did not say anywhere that it was only protecting border agents. It was pretty much, from what I read and skimmed, implied to all federal agents. That include FBI, ATF, DEA, anybody with a federal agency that has a federal badge. Now, it's funny because even if, like I said, I didn't read the whole opinion, it's 48 pages. But from what's implied is they were citing a thing of national security or border protection. Well, I hate to burst their bubbles and give them a lecture on the Constitution, which they're supposed to be great at deciphering, but justices only go with their political agendas, both Democrats and Republicans. But this is what it says in the Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. What does that mean? Doesn't matter what kind of law enforcement, federal, state, local, they have to abide by the Fourth Amendment. People think that the Fourth Amendment only applies to certain things. No, you see, the problem was there was no local law enforcement. I mean, yes, you had the volunteers and stuff like that, but when the Constitution and the amendments was written, it wasn't talking about local law enforcement. This is what the British soldiers did. So they're talking about the government, not the local state police, not the local city police. So this actually applies to the federal government more than anybody else. And when it breaks down, when you look at different websites on breakdown to the Constitution, everyone agrees that the Fourth Amendment prevents the government from unreasonable search and seizures of any individual or their private property. Now, I love how the Justice Somoda, I'm sorry, I'm killing her name, I have a pronunciation problem, but she's saying that it's attacking the freedoms and the Constitution, but yet she has no problem on giving away and not protecting your gun rights. It's because it's all like political show. No one cares about the Constitution anymore. They care about their own personal agenda. And with this one going down, it's going to affect other amendments as well, because now you have the rise with Republicans are now endorsing red flag laws. It's just a matter of time for your neighbor down the street who doesn't like you just because you have an American flag in your yard is going to say he's a threat to society. FBI comes in, since they don't have to worry about getting sued for the no search warrant and the red flag laws now that helps them out. They'll come in, take away your guns, everything, strip you of your rights, and you're there defenseless. And no, it's not Nazi Germany or Stalin's Russia. This is the America, United States of America, with our founding fathers are turning over in their graves because the Constitution was written to prevent such actions. All in the name of security and safety. And remember what Ben Franklin said about that. If you're going to take away rights and liberty for security and safety, you don't need neither, or you don't deserve neither. Now, that's paraphrasing. I don't know the exact quote, but you get the picture. Look it up. And people say, oh, this is what he actually meant. No, he knew exactly what he meant. They just went through a revolution where the British tried to take their guns at Lexington and Concord and their ammunition. It's ridiculous with the everything going on, and we're concerned more about the Oscars and everything else and focusing less on what's important. Our kids are being brainwashed, Constitution being taken out of schools, and we have a president who's a laughingstock of the world, that even Saudi Arabia is making fun of him and their skits. Everybody said, oh, he was going to make America whatever again after Trump embarrassed America. No, he's an embarrassment to America. Trump never was. Trump put America first, and that's all it ought to be. You may disagree with Trump for stuff like that, but you know what? Guarantee if he was president today, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening. I think Biden has gone down as the worst president in history. Even some economic people are saying he's worse than Jimmy Carter. And that was on CNN. So tell me that he really got the most popular vote in history. But that's just my opinion on it. What's your opinion? Like, share, subscribe. Have any comments? Feel free to put them in. We always welcome discourse. And if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, brothersofliberty76@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. I will touch any topic and every topic. I will not shy away from a topic. Ask my opinion, and you may be in for a surprise. I may hurt your feelings because I will give you my opinion. And like I said before, everyone has an opinion like everyone has an a-hole. Doesn't mean we can't be friends. And if you truly care for this country, you'll be taking a stand to protect the Constitution, not to destroy it, as the Supreme Court justices are doing, and the Democrats are doing, and even Republicans are doing. We need to defend the Constitution at all costs now, more than ever. And once again, this is the older brother of liberty, reminding you what true freedom is and ought to be.